So may I introduce Matt Van Wagner from
Oh. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Boy, that's a whole day's worth of learning, Barb. That's terrific stuff. Thank you very much. Now, let's see here. We hit escape and move on to now. This really is now for something completely different. And before I get started, I want to thank my crew from Find Me Faster, Victoria, Mark, and Tanya, who came down. And if you saw them, jiggling wires, and Tanya putting her own PC, we actually brought 3 machines here today, just trying to be fault tolerant, so we made sure we had a good presentation today. So thank you very much for that. And I see Eric, Barb was mentioning a bunch of great resources, and Eric in the back, of course, writes for Search Engine Watch, which is another terrific daily source of information. Man, it's like, this is like crack, this industry, isn't it? I mean, we just can't get enough of it. So I'm going to be talking today about sort of a theory, a model of optimization of ads that I'm working on. It's not fully developed. It's completely untested, completely unvetted. But I think it sort of has the ring of sort of a nice intuitive truth to it. And I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And so we'll get right into that. So here we go. The last Thanksgiving, after I watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is a tradition in my family. We always watch that, and we always applaud when Santa Claus comes by. And the thing that comes on right after that is the Westminster Kennel Club's dog show. And it's really a hoot. Has anybody watched this, on TV? There's a great spoof movie called Best in Show. But there is a real deal. And I was watching this thing, and these beautiful specimens of animals parading through with their owners, and they're poked, they're prodded, their teeth are checked, their various parts are checked, and they're just absolutely spectacular looking animals. And of course, as in anything, when you try to go a little bit too far, there's usually a side effect. And the side effect in this case is oftentimes the effect of breeding dogs purely for show. Is that they start to develop some genetic abnormalities because their gene pool kind of shrinks down a little bit. Okay? So what happens is the diversity that's in their gene pool causes something to kind of go awry. And so oftentimes these animals who look spectacular actually have big defects. Sorry there, Pooch. That is really one great looking. Is that a French poodle? Is that what you would call that thing? I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's gorgeous. So my question was, of course, as things always do, even if you're watching a Thanksgiving parade and a stupid dog show, wanders back to your PPC campaigns. I just started wondering, could too much A/B testing actually be detrimental to our paid search campaigns? Sort of an overarching sort of dilemma. And so we take a look at how A/B testing works, and I was told by one of my business partners, Mark Bronstein, who's not here today, that if I use these 2 phrases, a certain audience wouldn't even recognize that there was ever an ad campaign that used these 2 things, right? Less filling tastes great. But I can see that we're all of a certain age, and I'm glad for that, so I don't have to explain where that comes from. But so the idea is basically to find out, which message resonates better with your target audience. That's kind of the theory of A/B testing. Challenge or champ, challenge or champ. And so what you do is you let them run until there's enough impression data in them. You let them run until there's enough click data that follows through. And you have some performance data. So you develop it, you declare a champ, you kill the loser. You bring in a new challenger, and literally you just repeat until you're bored. Is this kind of the way it happens in your office? Yeah, until you're bored. It's like, I don't know, right? You kind of sort of lose the bubble at some point. But I mean, in theory, that sounds kind of interesting. Bring in a challenger, build a champion. Is very, very masculine. It's very capitalist. It's very, something. But that's how A/B testing works. Basically, genetic selection, the best ad always rises to the top. So let's take a little bit of a math quiz. I know it's a couple of drinks in and a couple hours in, but let's give you a little bit of a, this is one that everybody can vote for. I gave you a multiple choice question. So you've got to add A versus add B. So let's say in this test, you've declared add A the champ and you delete the loser B. So there's only one ad left in your ad group. What do you expect your ad group CTR to be after you delete the ad?
7.5.
Okay, so let's get a vote. Who votes for 3.75? Okay, I do, because that's most of my campaigns end up that way. B, 6.25. Interesting. Okay, 7.5. Okay, there's no wrong answers, just wrong people. And D. D. Okay, yeah, that would be a very optimistic view of the world, wouldn't it? You get rid of the loser and your ad group goes better. Well, actually, in all likelihood, your ads will probably be between, your ad group will perform between 3.25 and 6.25, or 3.75 and 6.25 in this particular example. You say, well, why is that? You know, if we delete one, shouldn't it be 7.5? Won't it immediately rise to the level of your best ad? Well, actually, part of the answer is not due to the genetic, you know, the losing of one ad, but part of the answer is just purely an optical illusion. If you've got your eyes focused on the click-through rate of an ad, that's not the same thing as an ad group. Okay, and your ad group is what all of your words apply against. So the math works out sort of like this. If you take ad B offline, 10,000 impressions and 500 clicks, well, they're, you know, in the best case, all those impressions will add over to the new ad. All the clicks will go over there, and your click-through rate actually becomes effectively 6.25. So it's an optical illusion that your ad doesn't rise to the level of its best ad. Okay, but that's kind of how the math works. But there's something else going on here. Okay. There's your worst case. Your worst case is that nobody from ad B likes ad A, and they absolutely refuse to click on it. Okay, that's your worst case. So that's why we go from the 6.25 to the 3.75. Let's see how that works here. A couple of bourbons into this thing, it's hard to hit the right arrow here. So that's why we say it'll probably fall in the range of 3.75 to 6.25. Okay, so have you ever experienced that kind of surprise? You know, you were all pepped up because you did all things by the textbook, and you thought you'd end up with a good result, and the result was sort of like, oh, well, it must be seasonality, or you come up with some other mythology or midrash to describe the situation at hand. So there are actually a couple of strong reasons why your ad tests fail. The most common is that your keywords don't equal queries, and I'll talk about that in a second. And the influence of your match types in your ad groups, they have a very distinct influence on the ads that get selected for any particular search query. The second thing is ad impressions does not equal the number of searchers that are out there. They're not the same sets, okay? There are more impressions than there are searchers because we search multiple times. Ad rotation is not truly even, and A/B testing will result in a best